Hello everyone and welcome back to Era of Conquest. I know you've been loving the guys who've been offering on the channel here, and today we're going over the assault builds. Yes, you guys have been asking for the assault lineups. How can you maximize the damage out of the assault heroes and work your way up the different stages? So today I'm going to go over all of that, how assault heroes actually work, as well as those lineups for you. So stay tuned for today's Era of Conquest guide. Hello, yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos on Era of Conquest, and we're loving this game. And today, as the title says at opening, we're going over those assault builds. I'm going to teach you the path, honestly, in Era of Conquest. Basically, as a beginner, maybe as a new account and you've got nothing and you're trying to go from the bare minimal and you're working your way up. Pretty simple, right? So what we're going to do is easily go over two formations, because the two formations we're going to go over are the two different formations you're going to aim towards at the end. So you're going to pick one of these, and basically from the beginning you're going to start working towards this combination, right? So we're going to go over them, and both combinations, as you can imagine, has Saladin. So Saladin, as a little spoiler before we go into him, is going to be the last kind of assault hero you obtain, because he is the Relic Hunter event. So sometimes you might unlock Harold, or you might have unlocked like Frederick beforehand, and you might have had Toussaint as well, all of these different like assault based heroes. But your Saladin is going to be just locked behind that Relic Hunter 1 until you complete it, and then you can summon him that way, right? So you just wait out, and then you're going to be able to get him. But as soon as you grab him, boys, he is going to be literally the main hero in both comps, because he's that good. He's the best assault hero in the game, and we're going to go over why in a moment. So those two formations we're going to go over though. Unyielding Warrior is the first one, and this is the first one which is a lot more free to play friendly, and to be honest I actually quite like it myself. Why? Because it allowed you to use, as well as you can see, Ragnar as well as Harold in this comp with Toussaint, and if you don't have Saladin, it's not end of the world. You can still rock this combination, right, until you get him, and as soon as you get him, guess what, we're going to be replacing Ragnar, but we'll go down that path when we obviously discuss the heroes. But the beautiful thing about this comp is it's actually about launching an additional attack on the second round, allowing you to actually get more utility in the fight. So this does a decent amount of damage, don't get me wrong, but it will do a lot more utility with forbidden healing effects as well as silencers, and trying to trigger them off more often compared to the other formation here, which is Tri-Continent Battle. And this is a lot more, as you can see, restrictive. You only can use Saladin, Frederick and Toussaint. So you can use this one or the second one. Tri-Continent Battle though, the benefit of taking this one compared to the other one is, at the moment from testing and speaking with Alliance members and just going, you know, from player to player, this does the most damage possibility out of all of the assault comps. So if you really want to dish out the damage and you really want to hit hard, this is the comp you want to go for. So you can go either route here with assault. You can go for the damage, or you can go for the utility option, which is going to sacrifice a little bit of that damage, but you're going to get more potential chance of doing a little bit more strategic options in your skill choices, right? So those are the two end game formations you're going to be going for. Just take note right now, and then we're going to go over and right in a second all the heroes and go from the beginning all the way to how you get to this stage, right? But before we get there, let's just take a word from today's sponsor. Huawei AppGallery. Pretty simple. Get your phone out right now, scan that QR code and download the app. What it does is pretty simple. Offers you maximum value for your purchases. So if you are a bit of a spender and you want to get more value, this is the application for you. Why? Pretty simple. If you're spending on Era of Conquest as an exclusive offer right now, you are going to be able to log in and then use any of those purchases through the AppGallery app and claim these offers to win potentially new gadgets, claim extra coupons for your account where you can use these to get even more in the game, as well as even, guess what, a $15 gift pack. So why not try out Huawei AppGallery? It is there to help you out. Any of this stuff will come into your little area here, which is your main zone, and you will happily be happy with the service that they provide. So if you need anything, they do have an official Discord too, all of that stuff, and all this campaign sponsorship will be in the description below. So the first hero we have to talk about is Bebas. Bebas is going to be the actual first kind of, sadly, assault hero you're going to get access to, and he's one of the worst heroes in the game. And the only reason he's that bad, guys, is because he doesn't actually do anything. He just says after a normal attack he will launch one physical attack against 2 enemy commanders, which is fine, which is great, right? Because you're kind of doing AoE. But when you look at everyone else in the game, this is just like one line of text compared to their paragraph of text, right? So unfortunately he doesn't make the cut, so you are going to replace Bebas really quickly. However, he is going to be part of your beginning formation, and these are actually really good heroes in the other 2 sections. So you're going to start off the game with Bebas, Ragnar, as well as the Scipio here as your 3rd commander, which grants you a nice 5 strength to all deployed heroes. Nice little buff here to give you a little bit of extra damage output, right? But what you're going to do is, when you unlock Scipio, is look at these formations again and be like, right, we're kind of stuck here in this kind of category until we get Ragnar, because Ragnar is going to be the one where you can start, you know, moving up from this area into this area when you hit the legendary heroes. But both epic heroes, and I'm not lying, when you look at someone like Ragnar and Scipio, they're really good assault heroes just to begin with, right? And the reason is because when you look at his Roman shield, he already does way more with a chance of inflicting a silence on the enemy target. He already does some nice little bit of damage, which is great, and this is after a normal attack. So it's a really good little ability to have on an assault match, which, as you guys know from the beginning, always want to do like attacks, right? It's all about launching attacks. And when you look at Ragnar, Ragnar is the same. He's really good because when you, after launching a normal attack, guess what? You launch one physical attack against 2 enemy units, which is already what you do with Bebas. But if the target forces is greater than 50%, you launch an additional physical attack. So it means you're getting even more attacks in on top of what you've already dealing, which is great because it means when you start equipping skills to these heroes, it's going to allow you to actually benefit from launching attacks and getting disarms, getting silences, apply forbidden healing, and all these cool effects that we're going to go over at the end of this video. So that's going to be your beginning section. Like I say, you're going to get Ragnar, and what you're going to do is, like I say, you're going to have had to pick one of those kind of formations to go for. And as you can see, for me, I went for the Harold version. So I went for Harold with Ragnar and Toussaint. This was my unyielding warrior buff until I unlocked Saladin, and then I replaced the Ragnar then with Saladin. And the reason why is obviously now we've gotten into the legendary hero categories, and we're in the really good stuff, right? So one thing people underestimate about Toussaint, just to give you guys a little heads up, is he might not seem like he does much. But the whole point of his hero is after normal attacks, he's basically giving your other assault heroes that are doing the damage more strength and more stats, which is very, very powerful, especially when you're looking at stuff like Half Moon, which grants Swift, which is ability to move first, meaning attack first, and then as well as Savage Roar, which is giving you more percentage chance to trigger that on all ally units now. So you can see he's more of a buffing support assault style hero, and because of that, your other 2 guys, so Harold and Saladin, or if you've got Saladin with the Frederick, these 2 guys are going to be pumping out an obscene amount of damage depending on what build you got. So Harold is really good because in assault builds, when you get him, he's actually phenomenal for, honestly, free-to-play players, because if you put him in the primary commander slot in your lineup, which you're going to see in a moment, you will gain the additional effect of inflicting forbidden healing on 2 rounds upon hitting the enemy commander, which is great because his effect is launching 3 physical attacks. He then does this randomly, but if he hits the commander, he increases damage dealt by 10%. Again, 2 rounds of buffs for that is. So it's a really cool hero that you get a really massive amount of kit out of him by just putting him in the commander slot. But then when you look at Saladin, and this is why Saladin's the best, honestly, assault-based hero in the game. For the first 4 rounds, especially when you hit him at, obviously, level 20, there's a 99 to 100% chance of gaining batter, which is increasing or launching an additional normal attack, meaning any of your skills that you have, which say after a normal attack is triggered, guess what? He's going to do this. So you can go really high and get a massive amount of stacks of batter and then do an insane amount of damage with either like your Harold or even, for some example, your Frederick, right? So that's basically what assault heroes want to do. Frederick's really good because if you look, it's just after normal attacks, launch on physical attack, and basically if it's more, if his own forces, so his own troops, is greater than 60%, he does another attack. So you can see like here, it's all damage, boys. We're gonna kill you, we're burning your march down. So I hope that makes sense with the assault heroes. You can literally, it all revolves around Saladin. It doesn't matter which really one you want to go for because they're both really good. This one's all about damage. This one's all about more utility-based effects, and you're good as golden, right? You've got your formations. And if you're looking for skills, don't worry, we've got you covered, because on the skills, I am currently running, as you can see, a lot more forbidding healing effects, and I might even put Lance Duel on it again to try this out, because it's AoE physical damage, which is great, but you also have a 50% chance to silence that target, which is great against burn and control players, because it stops them from actually casting their skills, which could disarm us, for example, which we don't want to happen. So really good skill here that you could put on, and you know, I would always focus on the skills here that do something, so like unconditional surrendering effects, you know, inflict forbidding healing is a really good effect as well. You can see we've got it twice on our marches, because you always want to apply some sort of utility CC effect on them so you can basically kill them, because if they can out heal your damage, I'm not going to lie, guys, your assault builds do kind of die. So once you've got that going, normally you put the damage stuff on afterwards, right? Or like Toussaint has, if we go into, I think it's in the military strategies here, you can have stuff like grants Swift and Batter to multiple units. Really good effect as well. You can also go for like Knight's Decree if you really wanted to, and that. But there's all sorts of different cool active skills as well that might be beneficial for you if you want to use them. I wouldn't go for them. Stick with assaults personally. Assaults and military strategies, and you're good as golden. But if you want to look at my assault build, just to show you, this is it. We've got our Harold primary, Saladin, and Toussaint with our tier 4 infantry units. And pretty much we've got Toussaint with, as you can see, these skills which are granting Swift and basically Batter to our units, giving them more stats, as well as his main effect, which deals damage, which is great, but increases again the strength of Saladin, so he does even more damage. And then he has again forbidding healing on him. And when we look at our Harold has Era of Conquest, which grants more batter, so he's basically pretending to be Saladin, and Saladin's basically pretending to be Harold, so they're basically trying to beat each other at the same time, which is very powerful that you can do in this game. And then obviously after a normal attack, we increase our commander's strength by 55, so you can see we're steroiding ourselves, and Toussaint is steroiding Saladin, and we hit like a truck, and we do a lot of utility effects. So that's my assault build, that's what I'm running. You can check it out. I know I'm kind of, unfortunately, we'll go this way, we're hiding these skills on Harold. Hopefully me, you know, cowering away shows you guys those skills. But once last time, I'll put them on screen. You can just pause the screen if you want, so you know what these skills are. But that is going to be the end of it. That is the Era of Conquest assault build, and I know you guys have been asking for these guys because not many of them are out, and you're hoping to learn how you can combine certain heroes and how you can work up the chain to get these lineups for yourself, you know, in the future, right? So I hope I've done a good job. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I've explained what's the benefit of having the Harold Saladin primary and then having the Frederick in Saladin and Toussaint primary, right? So it depends on what you want. Both lineups are great. Just aim for one of those two different buffs on those heroes and you're good as golden. So with all of that, smash a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.